5 people who claim they have seen heaven and hell. Welcome to another exciting video. Join us and ascend as we share stories of people who claim to have been to heaven and hell during their near-death experience. This is either going to intrigue you or give you an absolute nightmare. Well, we hope the latter doesn't happen. But don't forget to click the bell button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos. Here we go. Number 5. Prof.Howard Storm. In 2005, art professor Howard Storm rose to fame for his vicious experience. He claimed that he was viciously attacked by evil creatures in a dark place filled with fire and ants. This experience occurred to him while he was unconscious before an emergency surgery. He described the experience in his book, My Descent into Death. He says that the creatures were angry and he tried to escape their wrath by praying, which further provoked them. They yelled at him using obscene language, worse than any blasphemy on earth. The place certainly was hell. We hope he still doesn't get nightmares about it. Number 4. Proscilla Mcgill. She lives in Tennessee. She recalls the time when she had a near-death experience and she experienced heavenly things. What happened was she went out on a night of March in 2017 to buy some groceries. For this purpose, she went to the Woodland Market, and after finishing the errands, she met with some folks. Around 9:30 p.m., she decided that it was time to head back home. As she was crossing the road, she dropped some items and bent to pick them up when a vehicle struck her. This is the last thing she remembers. She was rushed to the hospital with fatal injuries. She says her heart stopped beating 7 times, and she had some vivid experiences. She saw flowers, bright light, heavenly setting, and a heavenly mother figure who told her that she could not stay and that she needed to go back to the living world. She was on a ventilator for months until she recovered and became a devout Christian. Number 3. Ronald Reagen. He had a rough life. He was involved in several crimes. His life was filled with alcohol and drugs, until an accident changed him completely. What went down was that he got into a fight and he was stabbed to death. This was just the beginning of a nightmare for him. While he was being taken to the hospital on a gurney, he experienced something odd. He felt that his body was floating in a void, and it ended up in a place where there was an active volcano and lava. There he saw people who had already died, and they told him to go back because there was no escape from this place. Certainly what he saw looked like hell. This was the turning point of his life. After recovery, he devoted his life to God. Today, he's pastor emeritus at the Meadow Church of God in Blount County. Number 2. Matthew Botsford. Matthew is an inhabitant of Atlanta. His unusual near-death experience has gained him recognition, and he continues to share his story with people across multiple places. He shares this experience in his book, A Day in Hell. One day he got out of a restaurant in Atlanta and caught himself in a gunfight. He tried to escape, but it was too late. He was hit by a bullet in the head. Before he could absorb anything, he had died and reached hell. He went unconscious and witnessed himself being hung on an abyss, and fire was blasting from the bottom. There were demonic eyes moving towards him, which said, "This is not your time." Fortunately, he returned to consciousness. He took this as a message and devoted his life to God. Number 1. Trenton Mckinely. Trenton Mckinely is a 15-year-old boy. When he was 13, he went through a near-death experience. He says that he saw himself walking with God in heaven. McKinley was playing with his friend. They were riding on a trailer pulled by a buggy. His friend suddenly hit the brakes, which caused the trailer to flip over. It threw Trenton on concrete, which resulted in him having various skull injuries. While he was unconscious, he says he witnessed himself walking in a beautiful field with a bearded figure. He claims that his vision showed him God. He also says that he was holding the hand of a baby, to which his mother claimed that it could be the baby boy who she lost in a miscarriage. After this unusual experience, Trenton continues to share his story. He says God is real and we should never lose faith in him. We hope you enjoyed the video. Do leave a comment if you have any interesting story to share. Thanks for watching.